Hey everybody, it's Jay Ober. I am back with another live stream, bringing you the newest games that are in my inbox and in my Steam library, or PlayStation, Xbox, MetaQuest, and Switch. But in this case, Steam library. We're gonna be playing some Bladesong tonight, so I'm gonna shoot over to the store real quick just to give you a little update. Bladesong did release into early access January 22nd, 2026. So fresh game out just about 2 months now. Almost 3 months, right? January, February, just 2 months. Time. The ultimate sword making game. Forge unique weapons with freedom blade shaping and modular hilts. Perfectly balance to your customers' needs. Master the art of smithing and uncover the secrets of Aaron Keep, a last haven of a dying world, or so they say. This game has an overwhelmingly positive review score, nearly 1,000 overwhelmingly positives. This is from developer Sun and Serpent Creation and published by Mythright. This is their first game, and yeah, it's their first game. So we're going to get started. I need to mute the commercial on Steam because that's going to get annoying. All right. So here we go. Our friends over at Press Engine, once again, thank you so much. And we're going to get right into it. Bladesong. Here we go. And we're going to start with the story campaign. In cloying darkness, you writhe, you cling to life by the tips of your fingers. Something takes shape in the emptiness, contours of flesh tracing along familiar lines, a withered old woman's face floating before your own. When she speaks, she has the rasping voice of a raven. Who are you? A swordsmith? A survivor? A saint? Dying man, dying woman, dying soul. Okay, hold on. You will be dressed as male, dressed as female. You'll be addressed gender neutral. Okay, so we're gonna go with the dying male. Dying? Wrong. It is not yet your time. The sundering claimed untold lives, yet you endured when so many around you perished. What did you do to survive? All right. I joined a band of sellswords forging the blade used in our butchery, but when the last of them died in battle, it was time for me to start over. This background grants you +3 toughness and may open unique dialogue choices. Leader, we built a settlement at Osterhall. I was their smith and their spokesman. For many years we held out. One by one, I buried them all. The background grants 3 diplomacy and may open unique dialogue choices. I like how this is like got an RPG element to it. Once you see the actual gameplay, because I actually played the demo a while back, it's really cool. All right, Wanderer. I plied my trade from settlement to settlement, gathering hard-won knowledge about a world that is falling apart. This background grants +3 knowledge and may open unique dialogue. Wait, okay. So, toughness, diplomacy, knowledge, and finesse. I was a slave. I was too useful to kill. Was traded back and forth as a prize between warlords who kept me chained to a forge. When I saw my chance, I escaped. Um, I feel like I want knowledge in this one. A cold hand touches your brow. Water cools your boiling throat. You kept something through all your hardships, a keepsake for a better time from a better time. What is it? An artisan's toolkit for a creative playstyle grants a bundle of leathers and pigments for more creative freedom early on. For a story-focused playstyle, grants a unique family heirloom passed down through prior generations of your lineage. A bottle of rare old world spirit from an optimistic focused playstyle grants a bottle of precious liquor to boost your progress. Let's go with family heirloom. I don't really know how all of these affect the gameplay, so I'm kind of just making some rando choices. The fire is burning itself out, leaving you a damp shadow of your old self. You claw blindly in the darkness until more water is tipped down your throat. All right, now they're just like trying to drown us. What do you believe in now the voices have abandoned this world? There are a lot of choices. I did not, these choices I do not believe were in the demo that I played. Ambition. Humanity can rise above the voices if we learn their secrets. Continuity. I believe in small things: bread rising, seasons turning, children growing. Freedom. We're better off without the voices. Humans can adapt to anything. Compassion. Every small kindness is an act of defiance in the world without pity. Nothing. Nothing matters anymore. There's peace in accepting that. I'm going to go with compassion. I've been told I'm a very compassionate person, so we'll go with that. You have it backwards. Love is what dooms your kind in the end. The world will tear out that soft heart of yours and devour it. This lady is not very optimistic. I'll leave you with one final question, and I don't expect an answer. What will fill the silence the voices left behind? As the old woman's face retreats into the inky blackness, sparks flicker into life behind her. One by one, a field of stars burning with a sickly pale light. Like seeds taking root, they twist and expand their tendrils, branching and burrowing through the darkness until they've strangled it with light. Now, wake, Smith. You have a part to play in humanity's final act. This is called Bladesong. I know, yikes. Your eyes flutter as you regain consciousness. You're faintly surprised to find yourself alive. Either death did not come for you, or when it did, it found you unyielding. Awaken. You sit up, gasping, sweat-drenched. The fever has broken. Get your bearings, or remember. I feel like getting my bearings first. You're in a tent. There's no sign of your caretaker apart from a half-empty water pail and a damp cloth on your brow. You peek out of the tent flap, squinting against the sunlight. I need to move that volume. I feel like that's just a little bit too much for me. Okay. You're in a tent. There's no signs of your caretaker. You peek out the tent flap, squinting against the sunlight. Outside, as far as the eye can see, stretches a chaotic sprawl of tents and shelters, churned mud, and shallow graves. I stepped out for a second and thought this was part of the other game. No, man, I switched over out of Memento after the demo section was done. Most of your rations are gone. Your horse was already dying when the fever took you. Its body is nowhere to be seen. By now, it's like soup, likely soup. You're on your own. Remember. A lifetime on the roads, selling your wares, sleeping under trees, learning the secrets of the world. Every year, it got harder. Landmarks vanished. Bridges collapsed. Outposts fell to ruin. At last, you were forced to seek sanctuary. Oops, sorry. Wanted to make sure the game is still running right. It was a long journey to Aaron Keep. Through dust and despair, your last memories are of sliding from your dying horse, your numb legs tracking furrows in the mud as someone dragged you to shelter. But who? Outside the tent is a crude field forge, complete with an anvil. Did you crawl here in a daze, or did your mysterious caretaker bring you here? Either way, the anvil gives you a feeling of home. All right, we're going to assess the field's conditions. It seems to have been abandoned for some time, lacking anyone with the skill to work it, but it won't require much effort to get up and running again, should you need to make a living out here. Which I think is what we're going to do. We're going to forge some swords, I'll tell you that. Hopefully it won't come to that. First, you should head to the gates and try to secure entry to Aaron Keep. That's why you came here, after all. The short tutorial will teach you all you need to know. Please follow it closely. Welcome to the camp, swordsmith. People will come to you with commissions. You choose which commissions to take on. Commissions refresh daily. Select the highlight button to choose your first commission. Gonna work a sword for Owen. Owen, if you're in the chat, this sword's for you. Your first customer is a gaunt man in a tattered cloak. He approaches you. Notice the anvil outside your tent. You a blacksmith? Can you make me a sword? I've got coin for it. Just make sure it's good and long. I don't like my enemies to be in hugging distance, if you get my meaning. Okay, so now we're going to accept the sword, or accept the commission, and forge. All right. To rotate the camera, hold the right mouse button and move the mouse. Okay, that makes sense. To move the camera along the blade, hold the middle mouse button. Okay. Use the tutorial flag in the top bar to visit any information you've already seen. Okay. So we can go back here. Cool. Customers have different requirements, which your sword must fulfill. The top left panel shows your progress towards commission requirements. Hover the cursor over the blade length requirement to see helpful details. Okay. Required between 38% and 58%. Current is 10. The overall length of the blade measured from base to point. Let's sharpen your blade. Click the plus button to add a change length ability. So, change length. You can apply light or heavy hammer hits to alter your blade. Let's start with light hits. Click on the steel billet to hammer and lengthen it. So what's the length at now? 15. So we want to go to, okay. Okay. Click the hammer when it's at its highest position for a heavy hit. So what are we at now? 22. All right, so we got a little ways to go. $27. $37. Let's go. Oh, is that good? We're at 41. Can I? Oh, that's all it's letting me. Now that the blade length requirement is met, let's flatten the blade. Click the plus to change the thickness. Okay. Feel free to add light and heavy. Hold shift for even lighter. Okay. What is the thickness supposed to be at? I feel like that's the one thing. Weight, no requirement, no mounts. Needs to be two-handed. Okay. I guess we'll just do this until... Cool. Let's make the blade wider. Let's change the width. Change width. Is this a demo? No, I actually believe I have the full game now. It's out now, and I'm playing through the tutorial. Yeah. Hammer a point on the sword. Usually customers won't accept the sword without a point. Makes sense. Okay, so we got to come down here. Cool. Where do you think the sword? Where do you think the sword design came from? I can't tell if you're making a joke. The blacksmith? I don't know. All right, let's make the cross section now. Okay, This ability has 2 steps. First, you need to give the blade a sharp edge. Watch the cross-section display in the top to get a better understanding of what's changing. Hammer until the blue line on the blade turns orange. Cool. Alright. The edge is now sharp and you can further adjust the shape of the cross-section. Keep hammering until the hexagon shape becomes a diamond shape. Okay. I think about Adam and Eve when they were when there were angels with swords defending Iron. Just an interesting thought. Oh, okay. I get you. I didn't know if you were making like a dad joke, dude. But yeah, I mean, the angels had swords, guarding the Garden of Eden after Adam and Eve were thrown out. All right, click the hilt button to start working on the hilt. Okay, in hilt mode, you have access to a library of sword parts to complete your sword. Select the guard from the library, then attach it to the slot on your sword. All right, so let's go here. I like how you can just move around. This would actually be really fun in like VR. I feel like this would be really cool. All right. Keep an eye on the resources and see how much you're spending. Add a grip next. All right, so we want. Oh, that's kind of. There we go. Your customer requires a two-handed sword, so your grip section needs to be long enough. Attach a second grip to the first part. I don't like that side. Hold on. Two-hand. Wait, what? But that grip looks dumb together. I mean, I guess that's how it would look. Okay, when holding the sword part, you can cycle through using... Okay, select a pommel and try this now. Wait, hold control. It's like the circle pommels. I did. Oh. It was not letting me. Every part of your sword... This game has really cool graphics. It does. Every part of your sword has influences its physics. Watch the weight and balance meter shift as you attach a pommel. Weight and balance meter? Oh, they're up top there. So that takes away my mobility. Give them this one. Okay. You can detach sword parts again by clicking on them. You will get your resources back, so feel free to experiment. When you are happy with your two-handed hilt, let's make some final adjustments to the blade. So I feel like... I want to... put the mild taper, oval, slim. All right. Let's make some final adjustments to the blade. Okay. Change width. The ability history shows all. Wait. The ability history shows all abilities that have been used on the blade. Are there different ways to temperature the metal? I don't know yet. I'm just playing through the tutorial sword, and kind of learning as I go, and then I have requirements to meet. But we'll find out. We'll find out together. This is as far as I've gotten in the game. I'm just playing this for the first time here on stream. The number next to an applied ability shows its intensity. Editing abilities has no cost. Feel free to experiment. Select the change width ability you added earlier. Okay. Press X to flip the direction of your hammering, then hammer to narrow the blade. Ah, okay. This commission is fulfilled, so it's time to sell the sword. All right, so offer to Owen. The man takes the sword and jabs it at his shadow experimentally. A slow grin crosses his face. This should do the trick. Thank you, Smith. Here's your payment. Here's your payment. What's the payment? All right. Nameless sword. So I believe as you play, you start to gain new items and new abilities and different things. Congratulations on finishing your first sword. Another customer awaits. Word is already spreading around camp about the new smith. Your next customer is a wary-looking man with a bald pate, his hollow eyes darting back and forth. His name is Landon. I hear you came down with the wasting fever. Lucky to be alive you are. Anyway, can you modify this sword for me? I scavenged it from the ruins, but it hasn't got enough of a point to it. I want something I can stab into a thief's belly if I need to. He hands you a sword with a sharp edge, but a rounded tip. As you hold it up to the light, he leans forward conspirationally. I've only had this blade 3 days, and I've felt people jealous eyes upon it. If they come for it in the night, I want to be able to give them a short, sharp stab. All right, here we go. Customer wants his sword altered. The rounded point needs to be turned into a narrow point. Okay. So a narrow point is required. Forge a narrow, acute point that will be ideal for stabbing. All right. You can change the range. You can change the range of many abilities. The range influence by your ability is marked with a line. Drag the circular handle at the end of this line. Hammer to apply your change. So like that. Ah, there we go. Nice work. When you fulfilled all requirements, the commission is complete and you can sell the sword. All right, so we just made it very pointy. The man takes the sword and tests the point, smiling at the bead of blood that wells at his fingertip. Then he stows it away, glancing around the camp as he has done so. Folks out here will take anything from you if you ain't vigilant. Vigilant. Keep a keen eye out, Smith. He scurries away, his back hunched as though against a non-existent downpour. I don't like how it's like, do you accept the offer? I don't even know how much he's gonna offer me. I like the visuals on that hilt. Very cool. So I wonder if I get to start naming swords, because so far these two have been nameless. You just received scrap item. Go to your inventory and inspect what you've received. The cost of a small amount of action points. Okay. Salvaging turns scrap into useful resources. This costs a small amount of action points, so it's a perfect use for leftover points at the end of the day. Hover over items to see descriptions. Interact with items to salvage it. Steel, an essential metal for sword making, necessary for forging a blade itself. Wood, a common material for sword making, used in hilts, in shorter supply than it once was. Okay. Book, Smith's Companion, a major sword part book teaching the following sword part designs: guard, sellsword, pommel, wheel type J, pommel, octonal pair, pommel, Solingen Malchus, and one more. Customers say customers may specifically ask for designs from this book. Family heirloom, a sophisticated bronze brooch passed down through your family line for untold generations. It's the only thing you have from before the Sundering. You've never been able to translate the inscription around the edge. Old tools, rusty implements past their prime, only good for salvage. Okay. So how do I interact? Do I drag them? Nope. Do I use action points? Or do I just hit X? Cool. Nope. Action points? Nope. Do I... Nope. I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Action points. You're not really helpful. Can't tell. Salvaging. Okay, so how do I... Okay. Oh. Salvaging turns scrap. Okay, that's still the same message. It's just stuck up there. Cool. Allows you to scale. Do I have any skill points? Those are action points. Okay, let's save the game. I don't know what we're doing here, my dude. We're here. What do you mean interact? Like, this box isn't going away. Let's see. Options. Are there controls? This is an early access game. Alright. Cool. Door? End day? It's not letting me end day. Hover over items to see description. Interact with the item. Okay, we did. We interacted. Do we click and then action item? No. I'm super confused right now. Okay, let's do this. Quit game. That's always fun. We're going to do play game. I always love when stuff like this happens. It's my favorite. Super favorite. Cool. Glad you're here for this, everyone. Continue playing. Oh, cool. Look, this is still stuck. I can't interact with any of that. Yeah. Patience with J-Man. All right, well, let's see this. Let's interact. So I can't click any of those. Can't click that. I should visit the outer gate and see if they let me through. Can't end day. I don't have any tasks. I just have these, which I'm clicking. It says hover over the item to see the description. Yep. Interact to salvage it. It's not salvaging. Which is the salvage button. What is the salvage button? There's no keybinds here. It's all F to salvage. Oh, that's... It was just the last one I could salvage. Okay. If you end the day with action points left, they will be lost, so try to use them up whenever you can. End day. It's kind of lame that I had to go searching for that. All right. Day has ended. Previous balance was 0. Day's profit 55 plus. Daily upkeep cost me minus 20. New balance is 35. Got my new balance. Awesome. I need to enter the city. Yeah. It probably won't let me. Outer gate. I love the very like handcrafted painted look. I hope these aren't AI. I hope this is someone drew this and layered this animation here. Passage into Aaron Keep is barred by a colossal gate, taller than a ship's mast. It was built to withstand enemy armies, but since the Masked King's ascension, it mainly keeps out desperate masses seeking his protection. Do I want to approach or examine? Let's examine. It's only visible in the half light of dawn, or when it pours with rain. A faint shimmer that rises from the walls and captures Aaron Keep in a vast dome. Knowledge. Success. For a city to have survived this long past the Sundering, it must have extraordinary defenses. You've heard that some surviving outposts have guardian dragons or shrouds of impending fog, but none have as perfect a protection as Aaron Keep. Give me 1 second. Need to drink some water. It is as though the songs never ended. Attackers, human or otherwise, are simply unable to breach the dome. Poisonous miasmas dissipate harmlessly against it. Plagues are kept at bay. Within the sanctuary, crops grow without withering, water runs clean, and people can sleep without fear. If such miracles can exist in a world without the voices, surely there's hope for the future. You are now inspired. Approach the gate. As you approach, the portcullis rises to admit a caravan, and chaos breaks out. The crowd swells with a rising tide. Refugees push forward, begging for entry, and the guards batter them back with their shields. The merchants' wagons barrel through, their drivers using horsewhips to lash stragglers out of the way. Call for the attention of the guard. Sneak through with the wagons. I feel like I want to be honorable here. Huh? What do you want? He gazes down at you like a fisherman disappointed with his catch. I want to enter the keep. You a citizen or you got yourself a worker's permit? I don't want to lie, so I'm going to say no, I don't. Then get out of here, applicant, and stop wasting my time. Applicant? That's a euphemism the guards refer to desperate hordes camping at their gate. It's a nicer ring, you suppose, than refugee. Please, I've traveled a long way and barely survived the journey. I need to get through. I have useful skills. I'm a blacksmith. I'll do that one. Every applicant who comes here begging is a doctor or a master glassmaker or a damned alchemist. You think I was born yesterday? If you're a smith, prove it. How do you expect me to do that? I can show you a sword I made. If you come with me, I'll demonstrate my skills at my forge. Let's show him us. And how am I supposed to know you're telling the truth? I've got a sword too. Doesn't make me a smith. Buzz off, little fly. Head back to your tent. Alright, so I should have offered to make him a sword or show him. You return to your tent where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best working with such limited materials, but it's all you have for the time being. It won't be long before your cache of steel runs out. Since it seems like you're going to be here longer than expected, you should make it a priority to find a merchant in this forsaken place. All right, so there's a little bit of that like RPG adventure going. So we do need to figure out, some stuff. So we finished the tutorial. From today on, you'll have more um, ability to, or I forget what those were, talents or whatever. You won't be able to, or actions. They're actions. You won't be able to complete every commission. So pick the ones you like the sound of. The game will open up from here. Don't be afraid to explore. Here are a few resources to get you started. Q, got some XP, got some steel, some wood. All right, cool. Cool. All right, so we've got a couple different swords here. This one is a repair. These ones are 3 and these ones are 5 with some other things. So let's just see what this one is. A scruffy young man slides up to your anvil, glancing around nervously and picking at a half-healed scar on his face. I found this blade in the Lost City. It's not great condition. You think you could make it usable again? So that one gets me 20 XP. So these ones, like, a lot of XP. Like, a lot. And, like, this one's just super bare minimum. So we probably want to go with the ones that, like, are going to get us some good stuff here. So a man sits at your anvil, staring at the keep's walls looming over the camp. His eyes track every guard that passes along the battlements. They're building up something. More guards on the walls every day. New weapons. I've been watching them prepare for weeks. He scratches absently at an old scar on his face. It'll be at night when they were just sleeping. They'll pour out of those gates and clean up the refugee problem once and for all. Just you wait. I reckon I'll need a good blade by my side. So this guy wants me to make him a sword, obviously. All right, so let's go ahead. No matter how good your blade is, you won't be able to fend off a whole troop of guardsmen. You sound a little paranoid. What do you need? Let's just, ask him nicely. What do you need? Not asking for anything special, just something sharp and reliable. All right. So let's go to the forge. All right. So let's check here. All right, so he needs between 41 and 60. So we always start with changing the length and working on that first. So what we got now? We're at 20. What are we at now? 31. Let's get him like close to that 60. So that's 42. 43. 46. 48. Should be good there. Yeah, let's go 51. All right, cool. So now let's change the thickness. So there's no weight requirement, no balance requirement. Require at least 1. Current is 3.5, which is how hard the sword hits. A sword hits hardest when it's heavy and has a lot of mass near the point. Okay. So let's change that thickness just a little bit. All right. So I want to make it a little wider here. actually don't have a lot of requirements right now for this. I think we'll do like a more of like a broadsword style. So we're good on those. Cool. All right, let's go hilt time. All right, so we've only got 2 of those. Was there any... No balance. We're still good on all those. Use parts from this specific book. Okay. So I just need to use... Oh, our mobility is... Oh, we don't have a requirement there. What was the... Kind of forgot the... We'll do... Okay. Oh, we needed a narrower point. So we do need to come back and point. There we go. All right, so we met all the requirements. So now we can offer that to... let's name our sword. All right. We'll call this... let's see. We'll call this the Storm Shredder. Offer. He holds the blade up, turning it this way and that. His stance speaks of old battles, muscle memory that's never faded. Better than I expected. He glances up at the walls of Aaron Keep, his eyes dark. Could be tonight, could be tomorrow, but I'm ready. This is Storm Shredder. Received a pendant. Alright, you have earned a skill point. Open the skill tree to expand. We're now level 2. Alright, so can I see... allows you to scale sword parts. Advanced unlocks advanced cross-section control. Or allows you to forge asymmetrical blades. I don't think I need that just yet. Let's go with this one. Allows you to bend sword parts. Ooh. Okay, dude. What kind of stuff can we do? Oh, we can't look at those? Oh, I wanted to look. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Okay. What do we got here? Let's just, okay. A weary-looking man approaches your anvil, his shoulders bowed and his eyes haunted. He's sporting a fresh black eye. Out here, the strong prey on the weak. I shouldn't have accepted that long ago. And I'm tired of being counted among the weak. A good blade might change the equation. All right. We need something very mobile. 38 to 40 to 58. Okay, so let's start off just getting it in that like 40 range. Okay. Yep, right in there. Okay, that's all I wanted. Um, and then we'll change the thickness. And then we'll work on the width. And we want to change, we want to give it a point. I feel like I would constantly repeating, I am Iron Man. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. All right, let's work on the cross section now. We do need to get, I mean, I feel like that's going to be super sharp and pointy. Okay, so now we're able to scale sword parts. You could pick up any sword part and hold W or S to scale. Scaling influences resources as well as the part's weight, a handy tool for balancing your sword. Okay, so right now we just need to worry about the wood and one-handed. Oh, that meets all the requirements. Cool. Oh, that took one of the mobilities away. Oh, wait. Why did that one take... Oh, hold on. Hmm. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait. Why did the wood... Oh, the wood needs to be... Okay. So the wood needed to be just a little bit bigger. I am Iron Man. Okay, what do we want to... Okay, you know what? Since you said Iron Man, we'll call this Tony Shank. Stab him. We're going to offer this to Andro. He takes the weapon with grim satisfaction, his mouth twisted into a bitter smile. Perfect. That was inevitable. Tony Shank. Oh, man. Now the next person who thinks I'm easy prey will learn otherwise. I'm not even sorry about that naming convention. I named it Tony Shank.
I heard because you were Iron Man.
No. That's what Storm Chaser said. Storm Chaser, you got me in trouble. All right, let's make one more sword. I do need to wrap up here. Oh, never mind. I have like 40 minutes. Okay, we don't have enough to start. Oh, we don't have anything. We don't have enough to start. Oops, that's not the button I want. Okay, so we used up all of our actions. No, you don't need to be sorry.
I'll just make fun of it.
Yeah, she's just gonna make fun of me, she said. So, I don't have any actions, so I can't salvage that trinket. Oh well. End of day. Right? Do we do end of day or do we go to the gate? Oh wait. Oh, we don't have any of those either. End of day. Alright, so we can explore Aaron Keep. We've got 152 coins now. So let's go back out. So again, what we're trying to do is get into the castle. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. All right, the outer gate looms over the camp. Both threat and beacon. Refugees gather, pleading for entry, while impassive guards look on. Approach the gate. The guard is slouching against the ramparts, gazing out over the horizon. His heavy-lidded eyes flicker your way when you call for his attention. What do you want? The guard sneers, especially pronounced this evening. I want to enter the keep. You a citizen? You got a worker's permit? No, but I'd like to apply for a worker's permit. I'm a blacksmith, and I've been plying my trade out here for a while now. Yeah, I'm a dragon slayer. Get out of here. You return to your tent, where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best, working with such limited materials, but it's what you've been doing for the time being. Oh, commercial. All right. Customer at your forge has a greasy smile and empty eyes. I need a proper weaponsmith. I've come to realize that you can't get far in this world with just a rusty little knife. If I'm to claw a decent life from the chaos, I require leverage. And in times like these, nothing provides leverage quite like a yard of sharp steel. So between this one, or this one, I think I want this one. I forget what the X did. Oh. Back, he's back, he's back. Alright. We are gonna forge this up a bit. Alright, you need to come up with a fun name for a sword. This is for Roman, Romyn. A sword of justice. Excellent. All right, we'll just can we just call it justice? You like it? Okay. I'm gonna do something cool with this one. That was width. Okay, let's work on the point. Is that doing what I wanted to do? I feel like it kind of is, but kind of isn't. Got an idea for this one. What's up next, Tempest? Sorry, I had to say something about the weird spontaneous metal generation. What do you mean the metal generation? Oh, it went at a broad point. Ding. Ding. I messed up. Okay, hold on. Point. We're gonna have to, like, looked like the metal was just being created out of nowhere. Oh. No, I was hammering it. Can I make that broader? I don't know if I can make that broad now that I've... Hold on. Can we change width? I don't know that that's doing it. Cross section. I need to go back to the point. Maybe the point. I'm not sure why. You were hammering an extra metal, it just appeared at the end. Oh, it might have just been as I was flattening and styling it. Yeah, I'm not sure when you bounced in. That broad point is definitely not. But we're gonna end up using up a ton of resources. Okay, so let's go. That kind of looks cool. I don't know how successful of a sword this would be. This is an interesting game. I do agree with you there. Oops. The way this stuff snaps in place is a little weird. So it's the only thing I couldn't get was the broad point. So we messed up the point. Hold on, maybe we can go back here. Can we delete the selected blade ability? Let's take out this blade ability. Okay. So. What if you named the sword Kindness? Actually, I was gonna name the sword after a woman, because then it would be a broad point. No? Not what they were going for? Come on, come down. Are you trying to get in trouble? No. Hey, we did it. Oh, wait. It was there. X reverse. There we go. Okay. Now we can call it. What did you say to call it? Sword of Justice. Justice. All right. The sword is taken, admired, then stowed away. Very nice. This should prove quite persuasive. I guess that works. Yeah. The world's not fair, so it might as well be unfair in my favor. Justice. Oh, got some leather and a horseshoe and a ruined helmet. Wonder if we can salvage those down. We still have one salvage point. So we haven't learned about leather wrapping yet. So let's go ahead and salvage that. Okay, that just gets us steel. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, so that's sword bending. I feel like we should slowly get the rest of these. Advanced cross-section controls or asymmetrical blades. I mean, asymmetrical blades looks cool. Okay, we're going to unlock this one. We're going to end our day. So you basically, so in this game, because I'm probably going to need to quit soon. I probably make one more sword. Oh, sorry, I saw it on my chair. Do you take contracts in this? Yeah. So next, Tempest, welcome in. I know you've been here before, so welcome back. Yeah, so this is Bladesong. It's in early access, right? Let me just verify that if it's in early access. Yeah, it's in early access. I have access to the game, the full game. Played through the tutorial, walk you through how you go about forging a sword. But yeah, you get contracts each day, but you have some limitations with those. There's also a little bit of like choose your own adventure style narrative story that's going on, where we're trying to get into the castle. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the outer gate, and we're once again going to talk to the guards. Each day I've been progressively, having conversations and trying to talk to them. So the outer gate looms over the camp, both threat and beacon, refugees. Okay, so that's always the same. We're going to approach the gate. The guard is slouching against the ramparts, gazing out over the horizon. His heavy-lidded eyes. Yes, so we've seen that before. What do you want? He sneers at me. I want to enter the keep. You again. You're not getting through. Okay, so that time that changed a little bit. He said, you again. Stop wasting my time. We're going to head back to my tent. So at some point, we're going to get some abilities that allow us to get into there. So here you've got action points. Basically, when you go to take on any of these jobs, you want to take on ones that will gain you experience. Ooh, gold. Gold is good. Broken cartwheel, empty tankard. So that's some new stuff. I've never seen those before. But here we're getting some old tools. We're getting some wood, some steel. So getting some of these helps to fill these up, which allow me to forge the swords and that. But then here we've got some leather, which is new. I think I might want to take on something that has leather. I almost want to take on Willem's just to get him a blade and all that. But let's go ahead. Let's see here. If we take on the gold, that's 5. We won't be able to take on the other 5 with the leather because we only have 8 action points. So I can either take on the 2 4s, but then I wouldn't be able to salvage anything today, or I could do like a 5 and a 1. So I think, man, do I want the leather? I feel like the gold is going to be something, and then these 2 items, will give me some wood pommels and all that. So let's go ahead. All right. So well met, Smith. Could you make a sword something long and vicious, sharp enough to cut bone? Ooh. The bone. We've already done the storm shredder. The bone grinder. Got a spot of hunting to do later. You know how it goes. What kind of hunting do you do? I'm hungry. Perhaps we could share a meal. There's something suspicious about your manner. I don't like it. I'll get started right away. Let's maybe share a meal. See what that does. I think not. I prefer to eat alone. Dang it. All right. What kind of hunting do you do? There's something suspicious. I'll get started right away. What kind of hunting? That's a secret, my friend. If anyone knew where to find such easy prey, why would they would all succumb to some temptation? So, all right. All right. Well, we'll get started. Delightful. All right. So if you can see up here, dang, 300. Oh, I mean, looking like that much effort been. I guess it. Look, yeah. I mean, I feel like the modeling and the swords, and then there is like a creative freedom mode. So like you can make some pretty crazy weapons. I've seen people like remake like Master Chief's, like the Halo sword and Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy. I mean, I'm sure like if you spent some time, you could probably figure out how to make a bunch of different swords. But basically, come in here and you're going to choose the length. Now there is like it's got to be, for this sword, it's got to be between 33 and 53%. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that little bar right there. But we're going to hammer this out. And when it gets to the length that we're desiring, can you test the sword? Unfortunately, no. Not seen any ability to test the sword. Would be cool. Well, I mean, next, I mean, if you're trying to do like a true forging, I feel like the mechanics behind that would be a little difficult, but yeah. All right, so we're going to change the thickness. And I don't have any sometimes you have like weight and balance requirements. I don't have any. I just need speed. So I'm trying to how swiftly the blade can be swung. Yeah, it's not bad, just hilarious. Okay, I get you. A sword speed is highest when the sword is light and has little mass near the point. A longer handle further improves this rating. So maybe we do. We are doing a two-handed sword here. All right. So I'm not going to go too thick on the width. Go there. Maybe a little bit. All right, so it was taper width, taper thickness. Okay, so now we have some abilities like cross-section feature advanced controls that will allow you to further customize their shape. Once the ability reaches 100, advanced controls become available. Select the hammer to change various shapes and parameters. So that's where we can get kind of that beveled edge, a little bit different looking. All right. Also, next, if you can think of a cool name, remember Tom wanted something for hunting, something with bones in it, maybe. So it is asking me now that I have, so I can do edge thickness, spine width, and convex. All right, and then we're gonna do. I do want leather. So first, let's go with the little one. Oops. So wait, that's the strong tapered slim. And then we need to wrap that in leather. Is this one called heavy metal? No, no, no. We got to have something with bones. Something with bones. Enough resources. Okay, we can't do anymore. All right. No, no. Next Tempest. I need you to name me. Oh, we might not have enough. I used. Hold on. Good bones is like a two-edged sword. How about How about rib crusher? Rib splitter? The split rib. The splitting ribs. I like the splitting ribs though. Because it's like a double entendre. You have the splitting ribs because it's a sword that's going to cut through you. And then the splitting ribs also for laughing and jokes. All right. Oh, so I might not be able to actually use leather on both. Or the silver. Oops. I only own 5 leather, so it's okay. All right. So now we can offer Tom the splitting ribs. He takes the weapon with reverent hands as if it was a sacred relic. Thank you, Smith. When night falls, I shall start my next hunt. Got a broken cartwheel, two broken cartwheels, and 2 empty tankards. So that's going to give me, like, I've got stuff to break down here. Precious metal, sword making, used for purely decorative purposes, associated with Ozuma, the voice of the sun and fate, who is said to have created it. Okay, okay. An elegant sword, to be sure. Yes, yes, indeed. Okay. So, I feel like I want to salvage. Got some wood there. All right, let's salvage that. All right, so we just got some more wood. All right. Hey, you're lurking. Okay, cool. Back to it, but okay, yeah. I would get in on that demo if you can, if you've got time. Do we? We don't have any of these. No. All right, I'm gonna end the day. All right. So I'm kind of getting the hang of this. Good luck. Or GLHF. Good luck. All right, back to the outer gate. Here we go. Gonna approach the gate. There is an incoming ad break in about 3 minutes. All right, let's. I want to enter the keep. You again. Ah. Come on, man. What do we got to do to get into the keep? What do we got to do? All right. You know what? I'm going to take care of this guy. Oh, maybe not. Griswold. The stacker. Getting some silver, some steel, and some leather. That's 5. All right, let's take care of this one. Ooh, I like that pommel on the end. Also, this is cool too. All right, the length is good. The sharpness is what needs fixing. can't make it any sharper. Hmm. I mean, it does look pretty cool. But how can I make that point? Do we just need to extend it? Oh, that took the sharpness down. There we go. All right. So, I kind of like this hilt here, but I feel like they'd be a little mad if I took the hilt. All right. So, this is for Benyen. Um how about we call it the butter knife? This is gonna come in handy. Thank you, Smith. The butter knife. I also like the epic music that this has. Like, it almost has no reason to have that epic music, but it's all good. It's all good. Um, that was silver. Okay, let's do that one. You startled me. Should keep a better lookout, Smith. Name's Stacker. I try to watch over the camp at night, walk by the perimeter, check on folks, ward off thieves. He rubs his face wearily. 3 nights ago, I caught some fellows trying to break into old Marta's tent. She's got nothing but a few scraps of food and some blankets, but they were going to take it anyway. I called out to them, told them to move along. They just laughed at me. What was I going to do? Fight all 3 of them with a wooden club? I need a sword. All right. Did they take anything? Aye, they did. They took her last bit of dried meat and good blanket her daughter gave her before she died. Left the old woman shivering and hungry. Dang. I had nothing but a lump of wood. Next time I want to give them pause. Why do you take it over? Yeah, why do you watch over everybody? Someone has to. The watch up in the keep don't care what happens down here. As long as we don't cause them trouble, we're on our own. Way I see it, if we stick together we can make the camp. Well, not a nice place to be, but not unbearable either. Trouble is, people always want to claw at each other over who's got the most scraps. Even with the sword, 1 against 3 is poor odds. What type of blade do you need? Nothing fancy, just something that'll make thieves think twice about whether they really want to push their luck. Forge. Alright. Oh, we're going with a long sword. So this is fun. Like, I feel like, I'm just playing the story mode, but I have a feeling that, like, if I get into it, get creative, and get all the abilities unlocked, um, coming up with some pretty sweet blades, could be a lot of fun. And starting to do like some wild, like, tapering in that. All right. Do we have any? We don't have any weight or balance requirements. Just that the sword is when it's heavy and has a lot of mass near the point. Okay, so let's do something up here, a bit wider. And then we'll come down here. All right. Thickness. We'll taper it. All right, so that's our impact. So we need a narrower point. So let's go back to the point. Got our narrow point. All right. Let's work on. It's got to be one-handed. Sorry, we'll. And then we just need. All right. Storm. Next. I feel like I want to use. Oh, I can't. Oops, that's not what I want. Go back to the wood. There we go. I feel like I want to call this one. So he's like helping people at night. How about the night cleaver? All right. He takes his sword with steady hands, checking the balance and the edge with a practiced eye. A damn fine piece, exactly as I asked for. He straps the sword to his belt, adjusting it until it fits comfortably at his sight. Thank you, Smith. The camp's lucky to have someone like you. Try not to go looking for trouble now that you're armed. I worry that you're going to get yourself killed. I want him to be confident. I'm just doing what I can to help folk. Been in this camp for years. I try to hide in the tent like a rabbit. I used to hide in the tent like a rabbit, but I'm getting too old. I'm not afraid of dying anymore. The Night Cleaver. Dude, I don't want Disney to come after me if I write The Last Jedi. Yo, level 4 reached. Okay. So, what can we Can we engrave? We can engrave? We can put like runes. I don't need that though. Sword bending's kind of cool. Asymmetrical has me very interested. I feel like I want to try that. I also want to kind of see what these are. Fuller, rounded. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, I want to make the sword from Lord of... Like, well, there's several swords, but... Curvature? So, engraving and bending. All very cool. Okay. What do we got? We got 3. We probably don't have... I mean, I could do Ezekias's. But we also have some items that we could salvage. We could salvage all those wheels. I feel like my phone charger is not working right. Sorry. My phone keeps lighting up, so it's kind of annoying. All right. So let's finish off our day and see if we're getting anywhere with regards. Okay. With your supplies dwindling, you're reaching the point of desperation. You need to find a merchant who sells steel. Okay. There's no one in camp. Perhaps if you looked further afield, past the field of tents lies the lost city, a ruined district of Aaron Keep. Okay, so this is new. We're going to go to the lost city. Let's go to the lost city. All right, give me one moment. Just checking some things out. Cool. Okay, we're good. All right, the lost city. Not all of Aaron Keep was granted the masked king's protection. In centuries past, the city spilled beyond its ancient walls. Now the barriers which traces the wall's course has left these outer areas to the mercy of the waste. Nicknamed the Lost City, these crumbling districts have been picked over by countless looters, but rumors persist that there is worthwhile treasures to be found amongst the rubble. Seek out the scrap peddler, search the ruins for valuables, or head back to camp. Let's go and seek out the scrap peddler. As night draws closer, the shadows in Lost City come alive. Hidden eyes watch from high places. You scurry through the ruins, feeling as small and vulnerable as an insect. Fortunately, the scrap peddler is easy to find. He warms his hands over a blazing fire in an empty market square, accompanied by a sad-looking mule pulling a cart full of junk. Ooh. Gross. He is an off-putting sight. Most of his face is bandaged, but the exposed areas are a mess of festering swords and flaking skin. You dread to think what the bandages are hiding. Yeah, not contagious. The peddler points at himself as he shouts. One yellow eye peers madly at you through the gauze. Ooh. What kind of malady afflicts you? Do you expect me to stake my life on your honesty? Keep away from me. All right, I believe you. No need to yell. Let's ask him what happened. Not contagious, I swears it. He doesn't seem to fully understand your question. Taking a look at him, his disease looks either leprosy or a terrible skin condition. Either way, best not to get too close. I have many things. I find them in the dark places. I sell to you. All right. How do you find this stuff? The dark places call to me. I find forgotten things there. Yeah, yikes, dude. Storm Chaser, yikes. Big yikes. He points vaguely downward. The mule retches as though ready to expire. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised no one has killed you and stolen your goods. What do you sell here? Can I see your wares? All right, can I see your wares? A new vendor is available for your forge. Scrap peddler. Cool. All right, so what do you sell here? Many things, much to be found for those who know. Okay. Let's just. I don't want him to be on my bad side. We lost some people early on. His rotten grin sends shivers down your spine. Indeed. All right, let's search. Lost City has endlessly been picked by scavengers. Your hopes of finding something are slim, but irresistible. Shards of rubble crunch underfoot as you trudge down empty streets. Sure enough, one by one, the half-collapsed shells of houses prove to offer nothing of value. Venture deeper. You come across what was once a guardhouse, a squat stone fort with slitted windows. A pile of skeletal remains are heaped up against the fortified doors. People came here seeking shelter and were refused. It looks like a few of the dead were struck by crossbow bolts. Let's. The walls are carved with obscene messages. Broken bottles scatter the floor along the gnawed bones and blood-stained rags. By the looks of it, its group of brigands took shelter here for years. Whether they were originally guards, escaped prisoners, or just a passing gang, you couldn't guess, but they turned the place into their personal fiefdom. Oh, we got some heavy shackles. In the cells, you find corpses shackled to the walls. They can't be dead more than a year or two. When the brigands abandoned this place, they didn't bother to free their slaves. All right. From a moment, you think you lost your way, but then you spot a fountain you recognize. A statue cracked and headless, its remaining water just puddles of black slime. You sigh a bit of relief. This is familiar territory. The sun slips low in the sky. The shadows of the ruin lengthen. Time to leave. All right, cool. Hey, I need to quit. But. Ooh, can we? Okay, you know what? At the scrap peddler. Oh, do we got to go down to get stuff now? I see the pretty trinkets for you. Okay, survey his wares. Yes. Okay, whoa. Okay, so one of the things we need is steel. We don't have a lot of that. Oh, where's my coin? Oh, here we go. You owe 304. Or you own 304. That's kind of a weird. Let's. Oh, you know what? We could hold shift to buy by the 10. Okay, let's do that. And then let's also do some leather. Major sword book teaching the following. Oh, we can learn. Okay, so this is where getting him. Let's buy one book since we got 100 coins. Actually, is this? That is a okay. So I can use that. So which one is this? That's the Smith's Companion. Okay, so these are all new. Okay, let's buy. We'll buy that one. Okay. Close. Continue. And we're going to bid farewell. Okay. Now that I've bought all that stuff. Okay, so this is Bladesong. Thank you again to the developers and also for Press Engine for sending over the code. We love you guys. You mean a lot to us, and you mean a lot to me and helping me grow my channel. I'm going to hit save game, and we're going to call it a night. Thank you, Storm and Next and Blocker and anyone else who popped in. JT, you were here as well. I don't know if there's anybody else just kind of lurking and hiding in the shadows, but without you, this channel is just me playing video games. And so when you join into the conversation, you ask me things about the game, you tell me what you like and don't like about what you're seeing. And maybe eventually you and I or a bunch of us can play some games together on stream. Love to do that too. Just trying to build up my community here on Twitch, trying to build up another community that I'm a part of. The Tornville Tavern in Discord. And if you're interested in that, feel free to send me a whisper. Or if you are connected with me on Discord already, feel free to reach out and ask. Tornville Tavern is a group of people that some of them are my friends and some of them are people I work with. And there's a bunch of people just getting together, gaming together, and ultimately just connecting with each other, building some relationships in virtual spaces. I go out in virtual reality and VR chat. I play video games here. I do some reviews and previews of games from time to time. Um, I've hosted some Jackbox party nights, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, different things. Doing some cool events. If you want to pencil it into your calendar, roughly like 7 p.m. Eastern time on March 25th, I'm going to be doing an interview with a group called The Land of Promise. They build Minecraft experiences that are also um, trips through time through the biblical stories of the Old Testament and the New Testament, and they do some Bible camps and some other things, utilizing Minecraft in some fun, creative areas, as well as just some fun building and games and activities. So that's something that's coming up in 2 weeks from today. So, or well, 2 weeks from yesterday. So until next time, everybody. Um, you know, I love y'all and I appreciate you. Over out.